All right, Glenn Greenwald, what say you?
Information, meaning that Russia was behind its appearance and the documents should be ignored on the grounds of their forgeries, neither of which was even remotely true. And so the same media outlets that have spent months or years warning about the dangers of disinformation and conspiracy theories and demanding that obscure citizens be removed from the internet because of their propensity to spread disinformation, lie to the public for weeks at least about these critical documents. And I think even worse than that is we have to remember that Twitter and Facebook, two of the most powerful corporations in the world, censored the internet in order to prevent that story from being discussed, and journalists, rather than raising their voice in defense of free discourse and free speech, cheered it on the grounds that it was the responsible thing to do.
That's right. So that's Glenn Greenwald on Rising with Sagar and Crystal Ball. Crystal Ball, we could trust. We could trust a lot of people. We could trust Katie Halper. We could trust Aaron Mate. We could trust Graham Elwood. We could trust Todd Meeks Diary and Ryan Knight. We could trust Brianna Joy Gray and Crystal Ball, Tim Black and Max Blumenthal. We could trust Nico House, Kyle Kalinske, Frank Analysis, Glenn Greenwald, Richard Medhurst, Jackson Hinkle, and Lee Camp. 2020, we have found out that we cannot trust all these progressives online. Some of these progressives are just reading the fucking news, thinking that they're pretty enough, and they're putting on a good show, and that's why you're watching them. They're a spectacle. Nothing more than a spectacle off to the side to get you to distract you, to get you to look at something else. Don't look at the problems of society. Don't look at U.S. Congress. Don't look at the government. Nah, look at this. Look over here. Right? Cenk Uygur. Cenk Uygur is probably the biggest disappointment of 2020. What a disappointment. Holy shit. Hassan Abi, Eric Levitz, Jamie Elizabeth, Farron Cousins. We got 3 days before Force the Vote happens, and all these assholes have done nothing but pushed against it. Done nothing but pushed against it. David Packman, Ben Burgess, Anna Kasparian, Tamsin Shaw, Salih Habibi, non-stop pushing against it. Are they fighting for change? Are they fighting to make society better? Or are they just fighting for their own egos, to get their own clicks, to get more money in their own pocketbooks? That's all they give a shit about. Ben Burgess, Anna Kasparian, David Packman, all these disappointments, Roland Martin, Cenk Uygur, Nomiki Kans, Destiny. They all sound like that right-winger fucking piece of shit Destiny, or Cyber Demon 531. That's what they all sound like, just a bunch of hating, low-life pieces of shit. What, somebody else thought of an idea and you don't want the credit, you jealous motherfuckers, you pro-authoritarian sons of bitches? Vosh, Josh Fox, Francesca Fiorentini, Johnny Odora, David Sirota, Sam Cedar, Emma Vigilant. And so those are the haters. They hate Jimmy Dore so goddamn much, or they just don't give a fuck about America. They're not pushing Force the Vote. They're not even the very bare minimum. Force the Vote is the very bare minimum. The very bare, if they're not even going to ask for the very bare minimum, there's no hope for America. The only hope for America is these 17 progressives in Congress. Rashida Tlaib, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Pressley, Rokana Pramila Jayapal, Mark Pocan, it's actually Pramila that we're pushing, 1384, H.R. 1384. Mark Pocan, we're pushing Pramila's own legislation. Hey, Pramila, why don't you push your own piece of legislation? Mark Pocan, where the hell are you guys at? Rokana, Ayanna Pressley, Jamal Bowman. Jamal Bowman's on the right side of history. Ilhan Omar's on the right side of history. Cori Bush and Mondaire Jones are on the right side of history. But there's 17 of these. These are the so-called progressives. These are the hope for America. Okay, so which one of these people are going to get us Medicare for all? Is it going to be Rao Grijalva? Is Rao Grijalva, is he going to push Medicare for all? I mean, Pramila Care. Is Pramila going to push for Medicare for all? Katie Porter, Jamie Raskin, Chewy Garcia, Barbara Lee, Richie Torres, and Marie Newman. So Jamal Bowman, he said he's for Force the Vote on reparations. He's for Force the Vote. Medicare for all. He's on Force the Vote for federal jobs guarantee. Cori Bush says she's not going to fucking, just give her vote to Pelosi? Yeah, right. Just give her. So Cori Bush should be the Speaker of the House. Cori Bush is the only one that's, and Jamal Bowman and Ilhan Omar are the only ones that's showing any kind of bravery, and they're speaking out about this issue. Ilhan Omar posted a video of Nancy Pelosi in 1993 saying she supported single-payer health care. My, how far has the apple fell from the goddamn tree. My God, Nancy Pelosi in 93 supported single motherfucking healthcare, single-payer healthcare, and yet today she's going to be the motherfucker that blocks it. She's going to do anything and everything in the fucking world. We're not asking to get Medicare for all. We're just asking for a goddamn vote. Just a fucking vote. We can't even get a vote. We can't even get these motherfuckers on the record to say where they stand on the damn issues. Are you freaking kidding me? So here's somebody else. Let's see. So there's other YouTubers out there. So the collapse of the TYT nation, what we need is an MSNBC TYT alternative, because we need people that are actually, pushing for change, because we need progressive media that is pushing for change. Okay, you're opinionated assholes, but are those opinions doing anything? Are we changing shit? So here is Jackson Hinkle. Apparently this is like his first show, and he says something about Edward Snowden. Let's just watch this first, or listen to this for a second.
Contact with who they're talking to, and they also know how to get in contact with their own citizens via text.
So Jackson Hinkle is the one that's leading a force the vote protest in D.C., I believe. I believe there's going to be a D.C. protest. And I want to say it's on Monday, because the force the vote is on Sunday. I hope it's not the day after force the vote. Force the vote is on Sunday. So Jackson Hinkle.
Text message, they know people's phone numbers, and many would see this as a clear violation of basic privacy rights. In Taiwan, the government has issued...
So I think he's talking about the Patriot Act.
The government knows you are infected with...
Going to get to Edward Snowden here eventually.
...for you, be it your home or a hospital, you could face serious consequences and get into real trouble with the government of Taiwan. And how do they know whether you're leaving or staying in that place? They track your phone, today's modern ankle bracelet, and if you are found to be leaving, you will face serious consequences. In Hungary, far-right strongman leader Viktor Orban has exploited this crisis to,
Okay, fantastic, fascinating stuff there. Jackson Hinkle, he seems like he's setting himself up to be like very respectable. I like how he's starting out. So check out Jackson Hinkle. He's on the right side of Force the Vote. And so we can trust Jackson Hinkle. We can trust Lee Camp. We can trust Richard Medhurst. Richard Medhurst is an absolute beast. So these are the people that you can trust. Okay? Don't listen to any organizations. TYT, if they're associated with TYT, they seem to be just hating Jimmy just to be hating Jimmy. And so we got to find the individuals we can trust. So we can trust Fiorella Isabel and Johnny Tsunami and Eleanor Goldfield and Caitlin Johnstone. I've heard of these people. I've seen Johnny Tsunami. He's okay. I don't really know Eleanor Goldfield or Caitlin Johnstone, but they're on the list. They're on the list. Here's a clip of the Convo Couch. Let's see. Hopefully they're more exciting than Jackson Hinkle.
When on January 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, started at 9 p.m. Eastern each day. People will meet at the corner of the intersection in New Jersey Avenue, Southeast 8th Street. You guys can read that. This is on Capitol area, Capitol Hill. And then there are going to be protests and marches to demand Medicare for all from our electeds. And if you look at the fine print right here, it says what to bring: your mask, warm clothes, walking shoes, your ID, signage, posters, water, snacks, an extra spine. AOC seems to be missing.
So this is a fantastic little Force the Vote protest. Apparently it's going to happen on the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th. And I don't know if he's hosting it or what he's doing, but he seems to be, Jackson Hinkle is really a big part of this, and I don't know where these people are at, right? They could be anywhere in America. They could be right at D.C., or they could be, in goddamn Alaska. I don't know. But Fiorella Isabel and Johnny Tsunami, they're the ones that do the Convo Couch. So this is Fiorella Isabel that you're listening to when she's talking about the Force the Vote protest. It's good that it's on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, because the 3rd is when they fucking do the Force the Vote. So is when they will or won't, right, is when we find out about Force the Vote. So 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, yeah, that's good timing. Good timing.
I like that little blurb right there. AOC seems to be missing a spine. So there was a lot of attacks on people forcing or wanting to force a vote on Medicare for all, or talking about this. Oh, it's not going to work. Oh, you aren't organizers. What are you guys doing? People are organizing. So you can shut the fuck up and stop saying there's no organizing going around this, because there is. Sorry, you're not aware of it, or you didn't think it could happen. It's happening. People are organizing, and they're not the only ones, too. People are organizing in their individual states to get this to happen. I've talked about Wisconsin. We've talked about Washington. this is a push that needs to happen now because it's a freaking pandemic. What other time are you going to get a better time to push for something?
Yeah, this is our only moment to do it. We got one 3-point shot. What are they going to waste their 3-point shot on? What they get?
Healthcare and all these things are happening at once. What better time to do that? Now,
so that's fantastic. All right, one more point.
That, at the same time, we're having the Don't Extradite Julian Assange actions with our friends from Action for Assange, Slow News Day, everybody, all of Misty. They're all going to be there. They're all going to be, of course, advocating for
So fantastic. Don't extradite Julian Assange. Do not extradite him. He will not get justice in America. Do not send Julian Assange to America. If anything, he's been fucking locked up for 10 fucking years or whatever. I think he's been punished enough. Jesus goddamn Christ. So we can trust Fiorella Isabel. We can trust all these folks. These are YouTubers, individuals. Mike McRae, comedian who goes on the Jimmy Dore show. We can trust Jimmy Dore. We can trust the people that trust Jimmy Dore and the people that Jimmy Dore trusts. And so his inner circle, right? His inner circle, Graham Elwood and Ryan Platoon and Steph Zamorano. Steph Zamorano, I forgot to write her. We could trust Steph. We could definitely trust Steph Zamorano. And then Mike McRae, funny motherfucker. He's the impressionist that does all the, Joe Biden voices, Bernie Sanders voice, Brad Pitt voice. Ben Norton. Ben Norton was on something, I don't know, Aaron Mate. So Ben Norton is fucking badass. Ron Platoon. Let's see, Russia Today. Russia Today, we actually do have an apparatus. Russia Today has been telling the truth since Ralph Nader in 2008. Russia Today is fucking for 12 fucking years. Russia Today is the one that gave us Abby Martin. Russia Today is the one that gave us Lee Camp. Russia Today has done a lot. Russia Today, it's fantastic. We know what they're doing. They want to embarrass America, right? They want to say, look at all the bullshit that's happening in America. But they're the only ones that's actually offering the platform to give us free speech. And it's where Snowden has got, fucking refuge and sanctuary. Fucking Russia? Jesus Christ. I mean, why? How embarrassing, America. Our media sucks so fucking bad that it takes Russia Today to actually, to basically laugh at us for their own propaganda, for their own fucking purposes. But as an American, I want to know the goddamn truth. I want to know the ugly truth, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it is, right? If it's as bad as you say it is, if it's good as you say it is, don't, bullshit me. Don't fucking bullshit me. And it takes Russia Today to tell the truth. The Russia Today was the only one that would, interview Ralph Nader. So the only time you could hear anything about, a presidential candidate was through Russia Today. You also got the Vanguard, Zach and Gavin. So let's listen to a clip of Zach and Gavin. And so these are, I don't know how long they've been in the business, but these are kind of new and up-and-comers, right? Jackson Hinkle. I think, look for Jackson Hinkle. I think he's going to be surprising. And also check out, the Vanguard with Zach and Gavin. There's some newbies too, but they're calling themselves the Vanguard. I mean, that's pretty fucking cocky, right? They're the Vanguard, so they're the Leninist who's going to take power and lead us all to the promised land. So that's, I don't hate that, so that's fantastic, and I like their opinions, I like their laid-back style, and I could trust them. They're on the side of forced to vote. I could trust them, right? They seem to I don't want to say any criticism. They're fantastic. They're wonderful. Here, let's listen to them.
To live streams while Gavin is out of town, and really it's just to talk about how once again, like we always talk about on this show, working people got fucked completely by Congress, and this quasi-stimulus bill that just got voted on. It's essentially gonna give $600 to starving Americans as a quote-unquote stimulus. Gavin, what's your initial reaction to the $600?
God, it's so insulting. And again, it's like we got 1,200, or 1,000 or 1,200, I forget. I didn't because I'm technically a dependent still, but a lot of the first round was even more than this, and that's when the pandemic wasn't even nearly as bad. It's crazy to think that how much worse the pandemic is now and how much less seriously it's been taken. I mean, not only is this, pittance just pitiful, but also people aren't receiving hazard pay anymore. There's no continued, recognition of the sacrifice that, frontline workers, the sacrificial class of fucking human beings in this country is currently being subjected to just to feed their families and, like we were just talking about with Christine, hopefully, afford some fucking Christmas gifts for their children. So this is just disgraceful.
Yeah, and this Daily Poster piece, really lays it out. And one of the things, just for a little bit of context, and this is what David Sirota's really fantastic at, in my view, is he takes this really abstract, complicated bill that hardly anybody's had time to
They like Sirota
look
too
at
much.
it. And one of the things that he said that just really puts it into perspective as a working person is, according to the bill summary circulating on Capitol Hill, the legislation provides a mere $286 billion for survival checks and unemployment benefits, right? So that's anything that a working person would actually need, right? So $286 billion, right? And an additional $51 billion for food aid and rental assistance. Okay, so that's essentially nothing, right? That's a total pittance. It's way less than what Steve Mnuchin offered with Donald Trump that Nancy Pelosi deemed completely unacceptable. We talked about this a few days back. It's horseshit. And he says it's obviously inadequate. For comparison, only 3 years ago, Republicans passed a $1.5 trillion tax cut that enriched the wealthiest 1%. So he's obviously referencing Donald Trump's infamous tax bill, right, which was voted for by, interestingly enough, Joshua Hawley, who found himself on the other side of this, populist crusade this time around.
So that's Zach and Gavin. That was Zach. And the other one was Gavin. Mark of the Beast, I don't really like the name, Mark of the Beast, but I trust him. I like his stuff. Mark of the Beast has got some good stuff. Hard Lens Media with Kit Cabello and I guess Daniel or something, Lupker. Hard Lens Media. They're okay. I like all their, titles. I think I could read all their stuff. I'll just say that. Hard Lens Media, I could trust them, so for now. Status Quo. They're on the right side of Force the Vote. Humanist Report and David Dole are on the right side of Force the Vote, but they also seem to like the elitists, the haters, right? They seem to want to get in that, the fucking haters. That seems to be the in crowd. That seems to be the college of gatekeeper cardinals. So the gatekeepers, they want to hurry up and become one of the elite gatekeepers and say, no, we can't talk about that. Oh, we can only talk about the things I want to talk about. So yeah, we're seeing a brand new era, and we should do this every year, right? Just review all the progress. Are they talking about the things you want to talk about? Are they, have they changed? Have you changed? Where are we at as a nation, right? And the last two things I want to list is the people who've been silent, and then the people who are supportive, but they're not really YouTubers. So the people that have been silent that are disappointing, Cody Johnston, I thought he was one of the greatest YouTubers ever, but now that motherfucker just, Nikki Glazer, Seth Meyers, Trevor Noah, Kimmel, Fallon, none of these people have said shit about it. Matt Kaiser, Stacey Hebert, these are all people that I used to like, and since they haven't said shit about Force the Vote, it seems like they just have no progressive credentials. They got no conscience. They don't want to, our Congress, they're not pushing, they don't even want to have an opinion about an issue, about whether our Congress will push progressive ideas, whether it will save America. Hey, Max Kaiser, Stacey Hebert, you want to save America? Cody Johnston. Hey, Cody Johnston, you want to save America? Seth Meyers, Trevor Noah. So no, don't listen to any of those assholes. Instead, listen to Mark of the Beast, listen to Zach and Gavin, the Vanguard, listen to Ben Norton, listen to Johnny Tsunami, Eleanor Goldfield, Caitlin Johnstone, Fiorella Isabel, Ron Placone, Mike McCrae, Dylan Radigan. So some of these people that are in favor of Force the Vote, not really YouTubers, but we see Cornel West on YouTube all the time. So Nina Turner, Andrew Yang, Abby Martin, these are all in favor of Force the Vote. So we could trust Marianne Williamson. We could trust Nick Brana of the People's Party. And that's where all this is headed. Once the Democratic Party tells on themselves January 3rd, they're not going to fight for a goddamn fucking thing for us, then there's just no chance. We just need to start on a national level organizing for the People's Party. So Dylan Radigan, Jill Stein, Nick Brana, Jesse Ventura, we could trust all these people. They're all on the right side of Force the Vote. Justin Jackson, a football player. So fantastic. We could trust Justin Jackson. We just can't trust David Sirota, Jink Ugar, the Cyber Demon 531. Do not listen to the Cyber Demon 531s of the world. They're telling you they're a cyber demon. And, on a scale of 1 to 1,000, they're about 531. They're not even like the most important one. They're like an insignificant rank and file cyber demon. So there you go. That's the list. That's the progressive fault lines. That's the scorecard. That's, these are the YouTubers that you can trust. These are the progressive YouTubers that want to see concrete change in the world versus the ones that do not. Force the vote. Peace.